big dump, the big pinch, it's going to happen tomorrow morning. Today on In the Woodyard, we got 2 deliveries. It is cold and windy. Let's get busy. So yesterday I was here working in the woodyard and we split a bunch of wood and it was 60 degrees and sunny with hardly any wind at all. Today it's windy, snowing, and it's in the 20s and it's supposed to get in the teens tonight. So for those of you that are, I don't know, believers in whatever they call that thing where the weather changes a lot, it's happening today. So you know what that means? The end of the world must be coming. You know, some people get all panicky because weather changes. And you know, out of all the things in life, I've noticed something. Weather changes a lot. Always has, always will. For however long Earth's been here, long after we turn to dust, it's still going to change. It's just the way it is. So as you can tell, I'm not a big believer. Well, I believe weather changes. It always has. All right, I got some cherry to chuck in the chariot. I got the trailer backed up here. Cherry's right here. This is for 1 face cord or 1/3 of a cord of cherry. I'm gonna load it up, gonna go do that dump. Then I'm gonna come back. Actually, we're gonna go to my old wood yard on my way back because I have some hickory there. Probably, I don't know, 1/2 of a cord, something like that. That's been there for like 2 years. I know it's really dry. And I got someone that wants hickory, so I'm gonna take the rest of that. And then when I get back from there, we're gonna go over to the hickory bin and we're gonna fill up the rest of the order with the hickory that I have here. And then I'm gonna be delivering that. So it's time to chuck some wood right now. Look at that. Choice chunks of cherry have been chucked into cherry cheerfully. I think I got that right. I've been thinking about it. So there it is. The load is in. We're going to go do a dump and we're going to come back and load up some more wood. So this is the wood that I got from one of my new best friends, Adam. And he had all this cherry that he's getting rid of because he's moving. And he wanted to sell it because he wanted to get some money out of it. There's still probably 2 big trailer loads full there. So there might be as many as 3 full cords, something like that left. I'm not sure exactly. And I plan on going there in the next couple days to get a load or 2. And I think what I'm going to do is to add on to this cherry bin. Because this wood is so dry, it doesn't really need to be, you know, put anywhere special. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add on to this side right here, like 2 more rows of pallets and build a wall around it. So basically I make like a cube. Because right now this is kind of what it looks like here. Something like this. And we're going to be able to just, I think, add on onto this side, go out a little bit more, and then put the rest of the cherry right in here. So what I'll probably end up doing is dumping it again like I did onto the concrete out there. When I get the 2 loads, put it in a big pile, maybe put it up against the wall of the barn, because the barn wall is really big, heavy, thick concrete wall going up. I don't know, it goes up, I don't know, 3.5, 4 feet, something like that. And we can push right into that to scoop up. So it works really good that way. And that's why a lot of times when we're processing wood, you're going to start seeing us where we process it just right onto the ground. And we're just going to push it with the grapple and the bucket right up against the wall there. So when we do resplits, we can just resplit it right into the buckets and then just come out here and dump it into the bins wherever it's got to go. So having that concrete's a real game changer for me, has been anyway, for the last year now. Been here a year? Yeah, a little over a year that we've been here. And it's been really nice because when we get the warm conditions like we had yesterday, and if we get rain or snow, or, you know, spring of the year when you get the sloppy, muddy, slimy season, we only usually have it for a couple weeks, but having that concrete just gives us another place to work no matter what. So whatever the conditions are, we can work up there. If we want to work in the evening, we got lights on the barn. We also have additional lights that we've gotten from companies we can put out there. And having that concrete works great because it's a nice hard surface. Even if it's raining, we can still work there and it's not a big deal. But when you come out here, because we have kind of it's more of like a clay soil around here. So it's real sticky and slimy and it can be nasty. But once the frost is gone from the ground, which it refroze again last night, once the frost is gone, and it warms up, you get the sun on it and wind, the ground is good the whole rest of the year because people have been asking me, when are you going to get some gravel? Well, eventually we will. And like I said before, our plan is to start from up there towards where you see the bus sitting. There's some gravel up to these bins and then put gravel around. We're thinking around through here and then maybe up over to there so that we can get to access all of these. We really don't have to put gravel everywhere. We really only need it so that we can get up to the bins with the truck or the trailer to load it for deliveries during the sloppy season. So eventually we'll probably get some gravel delivered and spread out and stuff like that. So let's go do a dump. I am back from my first delivery, and I'm going to be loading up this wood you see right over here to my side. And it is wood that's 2 years old, and it is hickory, and it's off the ground, it's on pallets. Hasn't been covered because I took the tarp off, because I took some from this a while ago. And this will be the last of the split wood I have here. Besides, I got a little bit of wood over here right there that I use for a photography background. It's kind of used as a prop, kind of as a wall of wood that I photograph up against. But right now I'm going to chuck in this hickory. There's not quite a third of a cord here, so I'm going to put in all of it, and then we're going to go back out to the new wood yard, because right now we're in the old wood yard, and I'm going to finish it off with that. And then I got a text on my way here from the guy I'm supposed to deliver this to, and he said he's still at work and he's got to work late tonight, so he said, can you bring it in the morning? So that's what's going to happen. I thought I was going to be delivering it today, but this is a delivery that's 30 miles away. I don't really want to drive there and have them not be home, so that's fine with me. So I'll get it loaded up and it'll be done, and then tomorrow I will take it and deliver it. Now, as you can see, it's snowing out. Like I said yesterday, we had 60 degrees, sunshine, birds were singing, it was just beautiful. And right now it is about 20 degrees, and it's supposed to get down to, they said 15 to 12 degrees tonight, something like that. So we basically had almost a 50-degree temperature swing in, I don't know, 16 hours, something like that. So there's your change in the weather. It happens. You know, a lot of people get all panicky when there's change because most people fear change. Well, I got something that is a little tip for all of you. Some of you get this, some don't. Usually the older people get it. Change happens, 100% chance. It's going to happen, it's going to continue happening. Sooner you accept change, the happier you'll be. The other thing that you're going to be much happier about, and I've been thinking about this as I was driving, is that when you get used to not worrying about what people think about you, you're going to be much happier. Those two things. Accept change, and don't worry about what people think. Just be yourself. Let it go. So there you go. We're going to chuck some wood in right now. There it is. The wood is chucked into the chariot. Ready to go. Now we're going to go over to the new wood yard. Right now we're in the old wood yard. And like I said, I just picked this stuff up. This is the last of it that I had here. And this stuff is going to be like 2 years old at least. Yeah, at least 2 years old. And we're going to finish it off with some stuff that's maybe not even a year old. It's all split fairly fine. This is going to a guy that is smoking meat. He's got a smoker and he's bought hickory in the past, and he wants that because that's what he usually uses. Now he asked me also, do you have any oak? I said, well, heck yeah. So he says, well, how much do I have to buy? Like a real small quantity. I said, I'll just throw a couple armfuls in for you. So when I get to the wood yard, I'm going to take a couple armfuls of oak because he's never used oak. He said he's always used hickory his whole life for smoking, so that's what he wants. And I'll do that a lot of times for people. When they ask, they'll say, you know, hey, I want oak because that's what I've always used. And I'll say, well, I've also got hard maple if you're interested, just to kind of get them going in other directions sometimes, so it's not just always the same thing. Not that there's anything wrong with oak other than that it takes forever to dry. But I have people a lot of times, they can't decide. I'll just say, hey, tell you what, I'll bring you the oak, and maybe I'll bring you an armful of cherries so you can give that a try. Something different, you know, just to get them going on something that maybe they've never had before. I have a lot of people that will call and they'll ask a lot of questions. They don't know what they want. So I'll just tell them, you know, hey, maybe I'll bring you a few different kinds. I'll do half and half or something like that. Or if you're not sure what you want, I can bring you, you know, a third of it can be hickory, a third could be cherry, a third could be hard maple, and I'll show you the difference and you can try what you like. And I've done that quite a few times for people. So I'm pretty flexible that way. It's not like it's got to be that one kind, you know, whatever they want to do. And I try to give out some samples so that a lot of times they'll change their mind later on and they'll say, hey, you know, I really like that, whatever it is, cherry, hickory, ash, whatever it is. And then they'll buy that later on. Or they'll be like, hey, either kind is fine. Because it's nice to have people when they're a little bit flexible where they won't just always want the same stuff. Because sometimes you run out. Sometimes you have a lot of one kind of wood and you'd like to sell more of it. So I've done that. Now, on the way back here to the Woodyard to load this up, I drove past a place that I go past probably, I would say 3-4 times a week. And it is a place that they have a sawmill and they also have firewood there. Now, they don't deliver wood. And they don't advertise. It just kind of is there in a rack off to the side. They've got it kind of in rows. And I've noticed that they've had only one face cord or a third of a cord in between T-posts, and it's been there for probably a month now. And it hasn't changed. They haven't added any more wood. They haven't sold that wood. It's just sitting there. And the reason I know this place doesn't do delivery, which is what I'm going to kind of mention here, is the importance of doing delivery. That wood just sits there all the time, and they only sell it if someone asks. I know it's not a main part of their business, but they could sell a lot of it if they delivered and if they advertised it and got it closer to the road, had a sign up so that people would know what it is and that it is for sale. Because I've called them when I ran low on wood before and said, hey, I noticed you've got a few rows of wood there. How much is it? Do you deliver? I kind of wanted to ask a lot of questions and find out what they're in and find out what they're doing. But I was just looking for some wood because I was just about out and I wanted to make sure if a customer called, I could get it and keep a customer happy and keep them buying from me, even though I ran out of wood. So deliver is huge. You know, there's a lot of people, I've mentioned this before, that don't have a way to deliver wood and they're willing to pay for the service of you delivering it. So by all means, deliver wood. I've talked about this before. There's several people on my channel that comment that sell wood that had never delivered and then they started delivering and found out, holy smokes, you sell a lot more wood delivering it. One guy in particular told me he would always sell about 10 full cords a year just from people that would stop in and buy it. He never really advertised, just people he knew. And then he started offering delivery, and once he did that, he had lots of people calling him saying, hey, you delivered wood to my neighbor. Hey, you delivered wood to my buddy. Hey, you delivered wood to my cousin, brother, sister, neighbor's sister's friend, whatever. And they started calling him, and he delivered all of his wood, and he was out of wood in November. And then he told me that he says next year he's going to triple his production because he knows he can sell it because it sold so fast. And he said even now people are still calling him and say, hey, you delivered wood to so-and-so. Can I get some wood from you? Delivery is huge, so definitely do delivery. All right, we're going to go down the road. We're going to finish this puppy off right now. So I just backed up the trailer right to this bin. This is the hickory in here. So all I need to put a little bit more in here, just kind of fill this part in right back here. I did already put the oak in. Right here's some red oak I put in for him. So basically a big armful, so you can give that a try. And I always try to put it separate so they know what it is, because most people can't tell the difference. And sometimes I even have to look at it and kind of compare the texture and to see, you know, what the bark. Oh, there's a piece of red oak right there. I must have dropped that one there. So like here, this is hickory and there's red oak. This is hickory, this is red oak. So it looks pretty darn similar. You look at the inside, it even looks pretty darn similar. So all right, we're gonna do some chucking. So there it is, she's loaded. I put the tarp on because this one I'm going, that's like 30 some miles away to deliver this. And the first load, you notice I did not put the tarp on because they literally went a mile that way, and a mile that way, not on the highway. It's kind of pretty much city streets. And I wasn't going very fast, so I didn't have to worry about covering it. And if I really don't have to worry, as long as it's below the rail here, I've never had pieces blow out, but got the tarp, I'm going on the road, I might as well have it look nice and pretty and professional and all that. So tomorrow morning, We're gonna go deliver this. You're gonna come back 5:30 a.m. when we're doing the delivery. The big dump, the big pinch, it's gonna happen tomorrow morning, 5:30. Right now, go watch some other videos. There's 1,300 waiting for you. Good night, Irene.